Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's book look. We are back with part 2 of the Best of Wizard Basic Training, How to Draw, Getting Started. Before we start, who are you listening to? Your host with the most is Andy Smith, 33-year veteran of the comic book industry. And on a book look, I grab a book off my bookshelf. Comic book, graphic novel, art book, how to draw book, sketchbooks, whatever. If you've seen my videos, you know I've got lots of books and I like sharing them with you once a week. And this book is 250 pages, over 250 pages. So we're breaking it into 3 installments. Part 1 was last week. Go back and check it out if you missed it. We're starting with part 2, diving in with one of the greats who unfortunately passed away way too soon. Michael Turner, talking about sex appeal, of course, drawing the ladies. Michael Turner's work, you have to realize, is stylized. Just to go back, let me see if I can find it. Yes, right before this, this is where we ended last week, was Realistic Women by Terry Moore. Guys, remember, comic books, comic books, comic book artists, we all have different styles, as unique as fingerprints, and Terry Moore draws realistic looking ladies in his stories. Nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want to draw, more power to you. Michael Turner drew stylized women, larger eyes, smaller chins, button noses, cute, attractive, longer bodies, thinner, longer legs, and that's what he did. And he did it very well. The eyes have it. Look at all that mascara on these eyes. Just gorgeous right there. Love it. Oh, look at her. She's squinting at you. Talks about lips. Let's get wet. Don't get nasty. He was great. He was fantastic. You can even see that even though he started at Top Cow, Mark Silvestri Studio, you could see Silvestri even picked up some of Michael's tips and tricks, if you will. I love these eyes like that. It's just great. Woo, woo. Pay attention to angles. Even if you look at the Marvel way, you'll see that if you draw a line from the inside of the eye and angle it down to the outer side, it goes up, hits that point, swoops back around, that line angles, comes across, hits that point from that angle and swoops up. The inner part of the eye here angles out and up some like that. Nice swoop. You can even see it closed here. Angle to angle, and then angle up to here. So pay attention to that stuff. Teens and Children by Tom Grummett. Face Facts. Oh, I like that. I don't know if Tom wrote this stuff or who wrote it, but nothing like a good pun, if you will. Baby Talk, Goo Goo Gaga. This is very good for proportion. I need to remember this book more. Guys, this book has so much information in it. I did look on eBay. This book by itself, very expensive. I didn't even see one on eBay. I did on Amazon used, and it's a few $100. On eBay, they have the 3 smaller versions where they, because all this stuff was in Wizard magazines. So if you can get all the Wizard magazines, you'll have it all. And then they put out 3 separate books focusing on like storytelling, figure drawing, so on and so forth. If you can get those 3 separate books, you'll have it all. And then they put out this big fat book, which I was able to get for cover price. So, Proportions with Dale Keown. Yeah, now we're talking. Look at this. I love this. Big Captain America. Spider-Man is shorter. Wolverine's short and stout. You know, that's good for Wolverine. Head's a little too small there. And of course, that's Kid Wolverine. Love these tight, full pencils by Dale. Just great stuff. Even if you're not into drawing, you're just a fan of good comics, this would be great to look at. Piecing Together Anatomy with Jim Ballant. Jim Ballant, also known for drawing the ladies. So check that out as well. And it's cool because you can reference people's different tips and tricks for things too. Even on this eye, you can see the angle here down to here. So up, swoop, and then here, and then hits that point, swoops up. And then the outer side of the eye is a little bit higher. Creating characters, Joe Kubert, the icon, the legend. So glad I got to go to the Kubert School. Here he talks about creating characters, different builds, body types, faces, things like that. Just very nice. Love his pencil technique. Body Language with Matt Haley. Remember, guys, Captain America Hawkeye might stand differently. Body language. Here he's showing different characters, different body language. Advanced Body Language, Jim Calafiore. Rarely do people sit in a position that is symmetrical, where their legs and arms and shoulders are doing the exact same thing. They shift their weight, they cross legs, their head might be angled, different stuff. You know, when drawing your characters, if you have to get up and physically act it out, do it. It is a great way. You have a body. It's like drawing hands. I always like to say, look, you're drawing hands. One hand is holding your pencil. That leaves the other hand free to look at. And now with cell phones, guys, you can take a picture of your hand in any position you want, and then look at it. Movement and Motion with Bart Sears. Bart, of course, started off doing the How to Draw stuff in Wizard Magazine, did it for years, and then moved on. Greg Capullo took over, did it for a while. So this book collects some of Bart's stuff. Bart does have a couple books out that collects all of his drawing tutorials, plus some new stuff. I believe those are at bartsearsart.com. Always love this. This is actually from a toy design when Bart was doing stuff for Toy Biz, and I was helping out in his studio. We would draw a front view, a side view, and a back view of the character, just straight on like that. So you could see, so the toy sculptor could see all the details. But of course, putting the character in perspective is, of course, a lot more dramatic. So Making Characters Move with Mike Rwingo, another guy we lost way too soon. Mike was such a fantastic artist, had such a fresh style. Just pay attention to this stuff. Little things like the arm twisted in because he's swimming to push the water back is cool. And I'm drawing Fire Lord, character I love that gets no love. Wait, Firestorm. Oh yeah, Fire Lord, yeah. Trying to do another pun. Dynamic Foreshortening with Matt Haley. Of course, by the time I wrote my How to Draw book, Drawing Dynamic Comics, which came out in 2000, Wizard was almost winding down, so I never got a chance to do tutorials like this, but that's okay. I wrote 2 whole books on drawing comics. Action Scenes with Jim Lee. Oh yeah, Figure A, Figure B. This is cool. You can really see Jim's figure construction here. I love seeing the the boxes and stuff he uses to construct figures. Very Bridgman. This is right out of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way with Buscema. This is okay. This is lean more, it's better. This is okay. This is better. Unfortunately, in a lot of comics you see these days, it's like artists have never seen How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, because you'll see the boring stuff like this when it should be pushing the envelope like that. Of course, that's from a cover Jim did. Pushing the foreshortening. That is a bad tangent. Come on, Jim. You didn't see that? That joint hitting his rib cage, his leg, and his thumb all line up. So if you would have pulled that over a little bit, that would work better. But this is cool. This is a lot cooler. In your face. There we go. What do we got? Flight. Phil Jimenez talking about characters that fly. This book does get into the weeds. It's like, flight. I mean, that kind of goes in with body language and action and stuff. But, you know, they're trying to market this book to the widest audience possible. So, you know, a kid might buy it and be like, ooh, flight. Let me go right to that chapter. So, I get it. Energy effects, Phil Jimenez. Now, that is cool. If you're like, man, I want to draw some lightning or storm clouds or trees, whatever, it's cool to go, oh, okay, this will do it. Oh, yeah. And then you try it, and then you begin to formulate your own way of doing special effects. Costumes by Rama Gada Mukala. Yeah, I guess this just talks about elements of costume design. I haven't read through this in a very long time, but that's what I'm assuming this is doing in this chapter. So it's probably pretty informational if you read through it to see. I mean, this person that wrote this is probably guessing some stuff of why things were done, because it's not like they could talk to Wally Wood, for instance, and ask, hey, why did you do this and that? Designing costumes, Chris Cross. So here we get into his thought process on designing costumes. Captain Comet. I like that original Captain Comet costume, to be honest, but hey, that's me. Love the Captain Marvel series he did in the 90s. I think it was Captain Marvel's son. Never liked this, I got to admit. I don't know if he designed that costume or not, but never liked the jacket type thing. But that was kind of popular back at that time period. Chapter 5, Archetypes. Superman. Scott Collins is talking about body types and stuff for drawing the different powerful heroes. I love this. Once again, great figure construction right here. Look at this, guys. No anatomy, but you can see the figure. And I tell you, if you can get these shapes down, it's just popping the anatomy on top, which isn't that difficult. Great stuff right there. Also right here. Let's see, we're at page 163. This book goes to 250. So we're gonna go a little bit longer here, because like I said, I want to do this in 3 segments. Super Women by Don Kramer. Once again, different body types. All these rules apply across the board. Acrobats by Adrian Alfana. It's just, you'll see a lot of repetition, and they call it acrobats. Once again, it could just be called putting your figure in action. So, but that's okay, because you get to see a different artist's take on it. You get to read through what they think about, the specific tasks they had. Costume Vigilante, Scott McDaniel. Man, Scott McDaniel, one of those very unique styles. His Batman, Nightwing, even Superman, high contrast style he does. Just great work. So he's talking about costuming vigilantes. That's cool. They do have certain traits You know, goes into a little bit of lighting and stuff. Compositional type stuff. Really cool. Scott's a guy that, man, he should be working. Brutes, Gene Ha. Gene Ha, great work. He's talking about drawing the big broody type guys, I guess. Fashion show. I mean, if I just saw this picture and you're like, what section would that go in? I don't know if I would say brutes. You know, I'm like a broken record repeating myself. They're just throwing down names and going, here, Gene, we want you to do a section on brutes. Or maybe Gene came to them. I'm not sure. I'm going to guess that they went to Gene and said, hey, do a section on brutes and tell us what you think when it comes to drawing them and such. But Gene is just such a great artist. It's just great looking at this stuff. So, Armored Villains. Guys, this is the last section we'll go through. Mr. Ethan Van Sciver, you can see himself. Check his YouTube channel out. It's huge. He streams almost every night. But more importantly, Monday night, CG Kings. That's a show that I'm a part of every Monday night, starting around 7, 8 o'clock, going till 10 or 11. It's like 10 of us on Ethan's channel, just shooting the bull about topical stuff. So check it out. And he's talking about drawing armored villains, metal texture, stuff like that. Very cool. Even just designing different headpieces and such. Really cool. Silhouette. Nice. Oh, there he is, Cyberfrog. Nice. All right, guys, we'll pick this up next week to end the book with Sidekicks by Todd Knock. Absorb this now. Another great way of constructing a figure right here. Just beautiful. All right, guys, go check out KOR-DRATH, The Awakening on Indiegogo. It's by myself and my buddy Dennis Turner, bringing you the next installment in the KOR-DRATH saga as KOR-DRATH and Adriana continue their quest to search out who is wanting to take over the Shattered Reach. You and I know who it is. It's Vordoom the Undying. They haven't met him yet, but they will in this book, and all hell's going to break loose. Check it out. Here's the video. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you guys next week with the final and third installment for this book by Wizard. I'm being gentle with it because it ain't cheap if you try to go buy it. All right, guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye, everybody.